Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ace Attorney. This is going to be the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, I guess? Yeah, because it's a duology, but they call it the Chronicles, so we'll follow suit and call it the Chronicles as well. Anyway, so not only is it 2 games, but this is part 2, and we're going to be finishing up the grand initial trial here for our very own protagonist, Ryunosuke, who got into some deep hot water, but it turns out that they might be cooling off. We got ourselves a lot of introductory tutorials here, so we're starting to become the Great Ace Attorney ourselves, but in addition to that, we've also found that this case is more than meets the eye, as I would imagine to be the case for, well, every case. Take a drink here, case. Now, with that being the case, your boy is going to get right into it here, because last time we left off, old girl over there, the English woman that no one acknowledged was even a thing, is definitely a thing, and they're going to go grab her right now. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen from this point. So, of course, we continue the game. Playing again today? Yeah, I managed to find a little bit of extra time here because, as it turns out, Omnigrugio Phantom, not really my cup of tea, so we're not going to do a fight night on it. So, in lieu of that, I decided I'd be able to use the extra time to get back on this. Alright. So, the 22nd of November, 11:38 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants Antechamber 5. So, obviously, for those who weren't here last time, we're going to be spending the majority of our gameplay in a courthouse, I would imagine, because we are the Great Ace Attorney in training, because, you know, we're actually the defendant in this trial, but, you know, that's just a technicality right now. Great Ace Attorney, guys. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb. My heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popped. Yeah, he was a crackhead. Your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Yeah, let's not forget it, guys. Yeah, praise me more, Ogre H. Kazuma. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your Phantom Lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? He looks at us so tenderly, chat. I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Damn. Okay, then you speak your truth, Ryunosuke. You tell him what's up. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then, on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. We've mentioned this many times. And just after I bent down and picked it up, bong. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet. And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Damn, you got kidnapped by the detective? What the frick? Bro basically gift wrapped the defendant. That's funny. Fast thinking with the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside the dining room area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. This is old man, right? Yeah, I had a feeling it was him. Hakase Mikotoba, otherwise known as J. Jonah Jameson. Spoiler run. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes. It seems you planned this from the start. I say as my will always elegantly flow in the wind in whatever opposite direction I happen to be facing. The draft is of his own making, Chad. He just exudes that much aura. It's his natural gift to rival our powers of observation. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in the trial. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour of Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma? So that's your stance. You're a tough nut to crack, my boy. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma? Well then, it looks like it all comes down to you, young man. Damn. Minimum pressure, guys. Hardly feeling it right now. To me? Yes. You need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection in this case. Yeah, I mean, you guys were fellow Hakaseis over at the university, right? Makes sense. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. No kidding. Nothing like having your neck on the line, I know. That's a real motivator, ain't it, Shiona? The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let not forget who we're up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that you pair will put up a good fight, right to the last. Well, I mean, as flattering as that is, that doesn't exactly resound as a victory screech, you know? I don't know how confident you are in us, anyway. Best of luck! Thank you, and I'll be sure to get you pictures of Spider-Man. Now, about those pictures. I need you to run an errand at the university at once, Miss She Who Now Shall Be Named. There's something I think we may need. A linchpin to this case. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Is there something there? And Kazuma's just posing like a badass. We see the fit, man. Defendant Naruto. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, Aibo. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow before these old fossils know what hit them. He always likes to be like, I'm about to draw this sword, bro. We about to regress before the Meiji period. Kazuma, why do you act like you're about to draw your sword? What? Thank you. Really. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. My best friend. Coming from you, that means a lot. I mean, the aura on you, mate. Who wouldn't feel uplifted by being told that? If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial, when we win. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on Cafeteria Street, on University Street. Hey, Boring, welcome in. With an extra large portion, of course. I mean, this stunning godlike physique cannot feed itself, naturally. The aura needs to be maintained with a strict nutritional balance. Welcome in. I feel like I'm boring, pun intended. Ha! I guess it is kind of an quaint time to use the pun. You're welcome regardless, brother. I'm happy to see you as always. Let's think not of boring or not boring, for it has no bearing in the court of law. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I think I'm going to try a bit of a slower timbre with the judge here to distinct from some of the other deep voices I've got going on, because my range is pretty limited, guys, so I gotta try and diversify where I can. Prosecutor Ouchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? That's how subpoena is spelled, by the way. Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down our nation founders? I wonder if he meant to say flounders in that, and it was just like a minor error. Again, terribly sorry. God, this face here that he's making, I just feel like a Scarlet all the time when he's, like, fighting. If the friendship between our nation is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Tell him, baby. Yeah, we're gonna kick their asses, Boring, that's right. We're not even gonna need that sword. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up! Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. He's breaking so hard, I love it. Every shard, brick by brick. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder, too. Damn, alright, call yourself out, I guess, bro. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. How entertaining the pain characters are. Yeah. I always like the judge's surprised expression. He really adds drama to it all. It's cool. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of... he still looks like he's on drugs, chat. Is this going to be always the... I saw him on the cover image. He doesn't always remain this way, so he's a wide-eyed rookie. For now. You little brats! Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume, with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Yes. Your Excellency! Mmm. Ooh la la. Alright, femme fatale it is. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea. This is so fascinating here, the way that they just bend the knee so subserviently, so earnestly at that, right? It really went to show the dynamic of power during this time period. I know it's a little bit of a dramatization, but holy crap, man. This really paints a picture. I love this time period. Not because I love the whole tyranny or colonial aspect, but because it adds a lot of intrigue, right? You know, a clashing of East meets West as how it relates to Japanese evolving culture. Is that true? No idea. Oh, I accidentally switched up their lines. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. She's like a still paper cutout right now. Why is she not emoting? Yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. So this is a bit of a gag where they keep bringing up English like manners, and they're like, I don't know. I'm just Nipponese. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. The way he says that, with that face, someone screenshot that, man. That's funny as frick. Holy crap. To be fair, Ryo is in the trial of his life and he's scared out of his mind. True, but man, holy crap. Dude, he just burned him badly. That's how you know they're friends, bro. You know, a friend will pick you up when you fall down, but a best friend will laugh in your face and then pick you up when you fall down. That's the real mark. That's Cosmo, alright. Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please? Where's your eyes? Are you going to show us your pretty blues? Oh, no, you're not. Okay. Phantom Lady. She just spoke English. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? Translate, please. So, Hosonaga understands the English language, which is why he's able to communicate with her. So he'll have to stand as a translator here, which is a little fishy, but I guess we'll have to make do. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty. You research over here overseas, but you've not learned our language. It's kind of funny me saying our language, even though technically, but she's speaking the gibberish is supposed to be my language IRL, but you know, we're the perspective character here, right? Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. Dulcet tones, we're like slow as hell. We speak like this compared to a lot of Asian languages. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you say, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. Wow. Are you sure you didn't wipe your nose clean here? I could have sworn it was browning just now. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree, on no basis whatsoever other than my powers of observation. I trust those. You'll obviously do fine in English, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention to your English classes, Ryunosuke. Interesting. So Ryunosuke could actually understand English, relatively speaking, but still prescribes it as gibberish. I guess it's because it's just for the general observation of the courtroom, so the majority perspective is the perspective of that text box then. The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnaval, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. The mask kind of reminds me of Char Aznavour, I think. Oh yeah, the red comet. Yeah, that is. It kind of makes sense. I think it's the way that like the eyelids work with the whites and the shape of like the black eyes as they were. It kind of does feel like that, doesn't it? Because like the way the black is like outlining the white in the middle, it's got like that same basic structure that looks like him. Yeah. Although obviously he wore a white helmet, if I recall correctly, when he was in his actual Zeon. I think that's the name of the enemy group of the original Gundam was Zeon. One of those bits of the gibberish looks like the @ symbol. She says yes. The frick? That was a lot more than yes. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? Please don't tell me you're gonna, like, raise your nose at us and say that it's beneath you. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting. When you're the one who engineered her escape, I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in the courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. What? Oh, come on, now we're back to this, dog? How the hell? Order in court. I think he means to say order in the court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. The tough thing about this one is that we can't really crack her the same way we can crack the others, because we're not only having to deal with a language barrier here, but there's a bit of a status barrier as well, because she's obviously a gentlewoman, and a lot of us are having to take the knee on that, so we can't really grill her because the court might shut it down and just turn on us immediately for that. We'll need to be careful here. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. I know you don't mean me, realistically speaking, but I'm still going to be intimidated by this. Yeah, she doesn't say which one she saw to. That's kind of fun. Although I think it's kind of like implied because of like the defendant, right? Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Also, she's blonde, which I think adds to the whole Char look. Witness testimony. Ah, this is the fun bit. A frightening and sorrowful sight. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. That's how you know she's up to stuff. She said luncheon. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right for me. What? I'm baffled right now. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Funny how she even brings that up at all, as if to deflect blame.
Yes!
Whoa. No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor at all.
Attention!
You don't want to do that here. Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted black god. And look at this Snow White. That is a very interesting use of color alliteration there. I'm sure even a dark mind. He keeps bringing up the duality of black and white here. Odd. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. The way he looks at it is so serious as we're doing that, man. This is probably my favorite pose of his. There's something really cold about it, bro, but like cold in a cool way. Not also in a pun way, but like actual cold. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn if you're to be the great ace attorney. But he's so annoying. Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Bro, just at this point, just take out your hatch. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. It's a little weird that they're directing scrutiny onto the lady indirectly like this. Is it I think the assumption here is that they're all thinking it because no one else was supposedly there that day, so she's the one X factor. And I guess in fairness, I did kind of point the finger at the auspicious third party, which this is coming to be that person. So, okay, maybe it's not so weird. I think I probably overthought that a little bit. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. That's ridiculous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Cross-examination? Oh! Oh! She playing us, baby. Let's go, Femme Fatale. Alright, guys, this is my favorite part. The cross-examination. Ah, yeah! Let the defense get to work. That's right, Shiona. We gotta cook it. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Sometimes my voice drops for the main character, I noticed. A frightening and sorrowful sight. Here we go. So I had arranged to meet for slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Yep, makes sense. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. Right. So nothing unscrupulous about that. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Okay, so I want to press here about this one.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. Have some honor at least, man. English is the future. We must all supiku ingurishu. Supiku ingurishu. That's good. That was freaking funny, especially in his voice. Oh my god. That's a keeper. That's a clip, guys. Ooh, this pose again. The steak was in front of the victim, was it not? Yeah, you know, the odd thing is the photo. Because the direction of it is that the guy was sitting in a seat, but his back was turned to the steak. But if she's the one who's eating it, then why is he over there and not on the side of the table where he would have theoretically been sitting? I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman, You get it. They're just brown-nosing. Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. And the next time you got up after that was when I'd finished my coffee and stood up to leave. Why are you smiling like that, ho? Hold that swan on her hat, by the way. This is just over the top. Not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. This beautiful woman is meh at best, for real. I mean, if we could see her face, maybe we could judge a little better. But right now, all we're getting is the side view. By the way, welcome in, Miss Sarah. Glad to have you. Before my eyes. I don't know if I can presume. Okay. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. I want to press about that. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, What? But... Did you actually check? That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No. Well then, yeah, thank you, Ryunosuke. Why on earth not? The Honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing in the... You guys are too nervous. You're scared of the optics of you guys laying a hand on the gentlewoman. Pathetic. Their hands are tied behind their backs, and they're the ones who tied their own damn knot. Or there was no permission given for any further probing to the matter, perhaps? Think what you will. But if you're going to continue this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. Fair counterplay there. In other words, he wants evidence. Scared of the French? Ain't no way. Yeah. And ain't no way they ever scared the British. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation, but she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university. Look at this bitch smile at us. Oh, she thinks she cute. Oh, she thinks she got it in the bag. She gonna say toodaloo and going back over to wherever the hell she gotta be at 3 in the afternoon. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there. I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime, which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. Snide remarks will not be upheld in the courtroom. Thank you very much, prosecution. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. Thank you. The ace attorney is at large right now. He is going to get this settled up, guys. I believe in him. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out and out totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an... How are we going to crack this, guys? She's tougher than the others for sure, but we learned the basics. We can use them to be able to find some sort of opening. That's right. As long as there is a crack, we can seep through that crack and start to separate the case wide open again. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. What he's talking about is actually a bit of an interesting court thing, right? Because in the judicial system, right, lawyers and whatnot, they've discussed for a while for going to the lawmakers and asking, can we have our defendants wear suits, right? Because the optics are important here. If your defendant is in an orange jumpsuit, like they're a prisoner, they're going to naturally look a lot less amenable and more guilty compared to one who is in a suit and tie. I'm dressed exactly the same way as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. They pointed out again. Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even with your thick skin, you must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. And the fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony doesn't make me feel any better either. The first thing to do is to press her on any statements that seem slightly off to you. Do that, and an opening will present itself. I promise you. And this is where he emphasizes the importance of pressing more. I need to expose the true face of the exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. So I just press everything for real, bruv. We gotta press this one. Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. And like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Bro, same team! Same team! Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side. Why are you smiling at me like that? Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hands. Well, yes, that's true, but he's always like me with chat. Bro, karate chop that table just to be like, shut my own ass up. But all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the room. You don't need to dot on the details like that. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time. The highly suspicious lady. That will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. Dirty? Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy. It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours. Ooh, he hit him, he hit him. Oh, there's a lot of forehead action going on right here, chat. What nonsense. The lady is merely stating what she saw. You two-faced little tramp. And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyway. So I'd say it couldn't have been the culprit. Right. So let's see here. Let me examine this real quick. So that's her beef steak, but this is the part I'm trying to think about where I could press him about this, because he's sitting right there. You can backtrack to other observed statements. Yeah, true. So let's backtrack a bit. So she's maintained that you got an argument with the professor at the end of which you shot him. Yep, okay, yep. Let's go to the court record here real quick. So this is Giselle here. Okay. This is the thing I want to go, so let's see here. I'm getting pissed because I think I know the answer. I gotta think about this a little bit harder. Nito, that's how the first case, how's the first case treating you? So far, pretty good. We got to what I would imagine is the tough part of this case, though, which is cracking her. It's just obvious to me. Well, we'll see if that's true or not. So we need to press her. Okay.
Yes!
Let's press this real quick. He was unable to eat, you say? And that was because he just had a tooth removed at the Hoda Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering? Was Midbread aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak in the picture here. Is that right, Miss Brett? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left? And that's the issue. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. This is what I was trying to dig to. Good. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I'll crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to drink or eat at all. That's right. Other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. Can I court case this at all and present it? No, I can't. Okay. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. What do you think, Ryunosuke, about the witness's last statement? It's very meaningful. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well, sidestepped, counsel. Very well. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. Oh, I didn't even hear her say it. Oh, I want to trample her. That was brilliant, Kazuma. I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'm gonna love it if he says that crap later. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Yes, there are. Cheers over a glass of carbonated water. Okay. Now here's an issue with that. Let's present this real quick. There's only one glass here. That's it! Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left? I saw it way before. Yeah, so you and I were both on the same picture about that then, yeah. I was just trying to find the right, because here's the thing, Boring. I think one of the real tricks that I'm finding about this game so far is, even if you can kind of see a discrepancy, finding the right time to bring it up to them and that path line can be a bit tricky. So that's really where pressing is concerned. We're not just going to jump cut to, hey, I suspect this is off here. So it's good. So we have to find the way to sort of guide everyone to the thought process. That is correct, the lady says. Well, it's odd. Very odd. Dear me. What's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers. The cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, then why is there one glass? There should be two glasses on the table, not one. Naruhodo. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only one glass pictured here. Has a bit of timing in your emphasis. Like, yeah. To me, that feels like the real expression of the player in this case. Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutia? What possible difference does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case?
Objection!
A big one, bitch! Minutia, you say? Karate chop that table, sir! I chop at thee! Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lazy's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. I wouldn't be so sure. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or are you going to try and tell me you can clink with only 1? You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Uh-oh. Get me out of here this instant, Alfred. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass to the table. What? It was also terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious! Uh-oh, she's trying to play us up. Sorry? So she's trying to speak Japanese now. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. She even stooped so low as to speak our tongue, a most base and unrefined language base. Oh, please. We must remember that this student has just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? That's absurd! Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young, and beautiful woman of mischief? Well, damn, if you're going to try and blame me so much, alright. So, taking from a crime scene, very normal, not bad at all. Oh, yeah. And something you definitely should have brought up before this point. That's the thing that I gotta say. What? No. This can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. It would seem she slipped it into a small handbag she was carrying. Can we investigate the handbag for evidence? A handbag, you say? Wait, hold on a second. A handbag? Mrs., if you brought a handbag into this, that means that is a thing that you can use to carry a concealed firearm. You didn't have it on your dress. You had it in your handbag. Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by a well-to-do... I mean, I'm right about that, right? Like, ooh, a handbag with all... Yeah, you see, same brain cell, sorry. I clocked that crap in. I'm like, You just brought in a holding device, didn't you? So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that the glass has absolutely no bearing on this case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. I like how you're so quick to always dismiss us at every turn, dude. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth, we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's... the handbag, baby. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been... sometimes I mix up their... I like some of Ouchie's voice, like, kind of... It bleeds over into Ryunosuke's because of the way I have to do the octaves on that. Seeing Jitchberg crash out like we're drinking juice, bro. It can hold a glass. There's no way she can't hold a handgun. Yeah, right? I just got over a 3-hour fight against Kaito. It was Keter, Deleter versus Reza. I lost the game via deck. That was a fun battle. I had Kaito sweating. Deck out, man. I mean, yeah, anything lasting about that long does go to deck out insanity these days. Draw City, baby. I'm glad you had a fun time, though. I still think Keter Deleter's pretty iffy, though. All told. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right, good heavens! Well done, Aibo. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. I like it was just like waiting for us to do it. What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? You like that one, don't you? It's really very simple. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting... Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir. I did not. As I thought. In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag. No! It's twisting, baby. Order. 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 What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Prosecutor Ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, Aibo. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Kazuma? Whoa, 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 whoa. He bleeding hard. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly you have no faith in the police. As I said, I did not search the lady handbag after the shooting. Simply because... it was unnecessary. What? Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. I have a piece of evidence here that I've completely forgotten about. This photographic... More photographs. The way he sort of cocks his head a little bit. There's the glass, alright. Oh, interesting tattoo you have there. Huh. This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. I thought we had it there. Oof. That wrist, yeah, that wrist is weird to me. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there is no need to search the lady's handbag. If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Huh. Oh, is she gonna smile at us a bit? As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Yeah, she's gonna smile at us about that. And he's smiling at us too. Oh, dude. Oh, these wry bastards, the both of them. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. So that was their biggest retort, I guess. I guess the dead man was a fan of the Longhorns? Ah, shoot. No wonder he died. That is a dead prospect. But looking at it, looks burnt too much skin, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We have to get some information to contextualize it. What? Order! Order! Inspector Osanaga, you will submit that printed evidence as once. Certainly, Your Excellency. Okay, photograph taken by Osanaga, the incident, yep. I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. We need to check out that photograph. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted to the court record appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. No, there's significance. Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator. You really get paid to insult children, don't you, man? Is this what brings you joy in life? No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Oh, shoot. I mean, I feel bad for him. I really do, man. Because that sucks so badly. It's like, you thought you had it at the moment, and then boom. Uh-oh. Even Kazuma feels like all hope is lost. Kazuma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? I must say, you put up quite the fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. Who is this guy? What the frick? What are you saying in the court of law? You are wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. A fact you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? No. And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Think. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Are we sure about that? Interesting. Interesting. Keep that in mind there. Let's keep that in mind. Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. It seems we'll be able to report to the British government on time after all. That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all the evidence placed before me, yes! Nice! Okay, you interrupted in time. Wait! Your Excellency! Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule in this case yet. This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that there was a problem with the evidence. Some significant detail, I mean. Then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question. That is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There's still Professor Mitotova's errand, though. That's true. I get the feeling he's going to give us the final evidence because there's still one panel left for evidence. There can be no problem with this evidence. You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. My thoughts exactly. Because here's the one thing, there's one panel left, but there won't always be just one page of evidence. Oh, fair enough. It might actually, like, careen beyond. That's a good point. And I imagine it'll probably be for more sophisticated cases, too, right? Now, one thing I want to mention here is, you know, it's all weird. We're talking about how she shoots him and all that. But why? We've never, ever gone into one of the most basic premises on determining guilt. Motive. What is the motive? What he's got on his wrist there, the victim, feels like some sort of tattoo, maybe. If that tattoo gives him some sort of like dark affiliations and she's like the messenger, quote unquote, if you catch my drift, about those affiliations, that's what I'm thinking is going to be the linchpin here. And that's what the Hakase is going to be figuring out. He's going to be bringing in some sort of information that would provide the motive as to why Giselle here would shoot Wilson. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph that just doesn't seem right. If only I could finger my finger on it. Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. I think this is the moment, just in case I screw something up, to save this. Safety's first, right, guys? What? Bro, you're looking more thuggish than Cosmo with the sword. But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with effective immediately. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. All right. Right here. Okay. What? Maybe I have to do it like this. Oh, won't even let me do it. What? I thought for sure the bowl was supposed to be a part of it. So you use the R key? Oh, to present? Okay. Because I thought it was going to lock on like the way the text would.
Yes!
Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description.
Objection!
Dear me. I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrists? Clearly that has nothing to do whatsoever with the magnificent lady's handbag. It's not about the handbag, dude. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, As Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Ingurishu. The gun? Maybe, or it could be a brand. In these trial sections, it won't lock on like it would during investigation. That's good to know. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the dean and other university staff. You're trying to run away, are you? She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burden has something to do with the case? To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Yeah, I think a brand. This will be a running theme of the case? Gotcha. Yeah, where we keep like latching on to one detail and hopscotching to the next. That makes sense, because we've done like 2 or 3 hopscotches already just in this brief span here tonight. I am? If we can just link the burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise the shutting door back right. Oh, pry. Yeah, we might be able to pry the shutting door back open again. I feel like there's a few errors here. Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed. I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But if we had evidence... Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it? I would, yes. Here we go, baby. I like how brands were a little too deep for a brand. I did used to brand farm animals. Oh, that's an interesting history bit there from you. Hey, that's cool. It is a bit deep, although it kind of depends because like it is like a drawing, right? And it's like in black and white, so it's a little hard to discern. Maybe it's not as deep. Likely it wasn't intentional. That's what I'm thinking. Leapfrog. We have to leap from one evidence to the next, and then once we're out of evidence and we found the final detail, it'll home run the entire thing. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color drain from Miss Brett's face. Really? He's noticing people. I have to find some link between the burn and the case. This is the moment of truth. Happened during the mix-up or something like that. Okay. A mix-up. But what kind of mix-up are we thinking? It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. Doing this all in one shot. No kidding, dude. That'd be crazy. Although we are doing pretty close to it. Wait, what if the burn, if the burn was on the wrist because we know muzzle flare can burn, I wonder. Yeah. Hey, G-Man, I think you should look at the other 2 photos he got. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm thinking right now. Wait, is that a bullet? Is that a bullet? Hold on. Wait a minute! That right there. The steak. The shape of the bowl. The steak dish was piping hot. But he wasn't eating steak. So how did he get the burn? Oh, that's our next leapfrog. We found our new lily pad. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. And the evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burns and this trial, right here. Okay, so we'll just have to present it with R.
Yes!
Here we go, baby. What's this, counsel? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be quite inexcusable. That's it, baby. We got him. We got our next lead. Progress up and go. The great ace attorney. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. She's got to be so nervous. She is pissing her pants. I know it. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have this unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason it's recorded here forevermore. What? How? You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is it in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burns? Boom. The beef steak? Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Oh! Your Excellency, are you alright? No, he's currently having a stroke. We'll get back to him later once Your Excellency is recovered from his stroke. As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. Oh, I like how he's so shocked. He's like, oh no. What is this evidence? Oh God, please no. The emblem on this plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Oh, the main theme's playing. Ryunosuke, you genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn whilst he was present at the restaurant.
Objection!
But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before or the day after that. Before that, it most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well,
Objection!
Brother Kazuma, tag in, bro, tag in. Sadly, Prosecutor Aochi, the chances of that are extremely slim, because the medical record also details what he was doing the previous days. He didn't have time to go to lunch here. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered terribly long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense pointed out. Kazuma, finally he's tagging in for the right team, baby! This was no minor burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim would have let out a scream of pain then, wouldn't have? I've been investigating the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. But if he wasn't working 24 hours a day, then I don't know. But if it's like a one-shift kind of restaurant where they only have like afternoon onward or something like that, I guess I can understand where he wouldn't be there all the time. Or like he would be there all the time. You're a detective! Yeah, here we go. Yes! We're doing it, baby. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself and the sergeant and the old antiques dealer, all of us would have, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Well, yes, I suppose. So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. He might have been dead. He might have been dead. There's only one explanation I can think of that makes sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already deceased. No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. Even if he was asleep, he would notice it and wake up and scream. Wow. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already dead? They're lighting it up, baby. She is paler than a ghost, and that's what I like to see. Let us see you panic, lady. Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness! Definitely not uncommon. Order, please. Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right. That's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Guy's brainwave. He was talking with Ryunosuke, right? But then he had to have died in the lapse of time between after Ryunosuke went to go sip some coffee again and when he went to go grab the gun. Here's the thing, though. How'd he die? I think he got poisoned. And not only did he get poisoned, I think the real reason she took the glass was to hide the poison laced on the glass, which he imbibed. A common technique that people do in order to try and make sure that a poison actually sticks is to not poison the bottle or whatever. She didn't have access to that. What you can do, however, is spike the rim of the glass to where only one of them will actually drink the poison because it's touching their lips. And remember, femme fatale, right? Poison is a lady killer. It's a lady killer's favorite weapon. Well, I should say a woman murderer's preferred weapon. She is a medical student. That's a point, actually. She probably had some sort of concoction that she brewed herself and spiked the rim of his glass. That's my thought right now. That's how he actually died silently. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts. Let's see if I'm right, guys. God, I think I'm brewing it, bro. I think I cooked this case. No, Professor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your finest pardon? As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Do you suppose the professor is out there trying to like, search her room for, like, evidence of poison or something? Poison is an elegant weapon. Works well for her. Indeed. A silent, elegant weapon. And a weapon also that is very common among the aristocracy. Many a king or general or someone else of high affluence and power was done in by poison in history. Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Her gears must be spinning like mad, 100 miles per hour in that head. Incredible! I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement, which probably doesn't even exist. But Your Excellency. The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. What you gotta say now, huh? Come on, put on that mask of yours. Femme fatale. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. So she don't, yeah, you see, that's the thing. If she's studying here, how does she not know Japanese, right? So she does know Japanese. I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Ooh, she hidden it. She hidden it. Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking your vulgar tones as much as possible. Oh, you bigot. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your level. Wow. What a lady, guys. What a lady indeed. Well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. His nose is dark brown at this point. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. Damn, man, here we go. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. Takes a nice little bow again. So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Stop licking those boots, bro. Oh, the music just popped up to the next octave. Oh, let's go. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report shows no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably won't pick up on it anyway. Which is her hint. It's just her hint, dude. That's her hint saying you guys don't know how to detect poison. Oh, I'm on her. The Allegro cross-examination themes. Ah, okay. I like it. That's how you know that's probably an indicator that we're reaching the climax here. That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Why? Why is life so unfair? Why do these guys have to stoop so low for someone so crass and vain? Easy does it. I hope that is the last time I have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Well then! Oh, well then. That was so obvious. It's not even funny, right? Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Oh, she's trying to set us up. Amen. Oh. Well, the pastor's daughter went down in flames once again, guys. Never a good story. So, I guess out of spite, she's trying to set us up for, I don't know, execution or life in prison or something like that. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with the cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. Gas me up, Dad. Let's go. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If that's not an indicator to save, I don't know what is. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Safety's first, sir. That's right. Yes, me upset by. Whoa. Oh yeah. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it, Ryunosuke. The great ace attorney will not fall before he begins. Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. Here we go, guys. Gotta crack her and we're done. The victim's death. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably won't pick up on it anyway. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I don't know. I think this could be hard work. She can speak Japanese brilliantly, but she doesn't seem to want to say very much. The more she says, the more she's likely to give away. The English woman knows only too well. She's quite formidable. A final boss indeed. Dr. Wilson's burn tells us something, I'm sure. I need to use this cross-examination to find out what. First things first, I'm going to press her on everything she said and try to make her blurt something out. You probably don't want to say that out loud. What is it, Kazuma? What are you thinking? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing. Press! But his hand was on a searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry? Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those slightly black trousers of yours have been wide open. You can't not have noticed, can you? Okay. A worthy opponent indeed. She's not like the other gimmicks so far. She has been observing us as we've been observing her. This is like a chess match right here, guys, and we gotta make sure we can get her in checkmate before she gets us in checkmate. Huh? What? Ah! What the frick? Oh man, that's a fun little pose from her. Ha ha! What fun! It's like the Ojo laugh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You hadn't realized. The dear lady is absolutely right. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Well, he never holds anything back. He's, that's the kind of guy Kazuma is, chat. Why didn't you tell me? Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He'd choose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Whoa, what a claim. Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can. You got a huge head for such a tiny brain, though. Yes! Well, I can't. Anyway. I wonder how I could voice that. When the raider brought my steak, raised our glasses and a toast. Yes! As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at the time, if you remember, which explains why you ordered that drink. Correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although... Although... Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table... I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. Ooh. Ah, I have enough English to understand that at least. For the benefits of the court, it means bless you. This idiotic sycophant. I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Is a ficus. We'll just keep pressing her. Yes. Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some of the cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had been cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burned his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it brought out of the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point. And yet, the fact that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. until you are able to find the court evidence to disprove that. This is a complete waste of time. I concur. Professor Ouchie is right. Ah. And she's posing here. There's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Please, do show me.
Yes!
I'll show you! Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces of all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Oh no, perish the thought. Calling such a sweet young lady innocent into question. On my honor, I, Takisuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions. A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I don't know. I think this could be hard work. Okay, yeah. I need to press start the final bit. I think I skipped over that accidentally.
Yes!
Let's see what this one has to say. Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Army, or Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Ah! That's funny! It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try and preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand? Aha! A killer blow! The lady's as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing! He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see some sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. I hope the frickin' Hakase can hop in soon with that pivotal piece of extra evidence, presumably from her room or something. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What's Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. It's about the man coughing blood this entire time. About the man next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If I present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing around that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then, I wonder what Cosm is thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press misread our last statement again. Alright, skippity dippity, skippity dippity. Press. Now on to pressing matters. Inferior, what do you mean by that? The land's a Great British. Okay. But in this country, you investigate once, that's the end of it, isn't that so? Yep. Wait. Oh. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. Imagine he has like an illness that she's like healing or something, and that's like why he's complicit in covering up for her. That kind of makes sense. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry, pursue? That's a new keyword. I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? I did see a symbol like that. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. So, this... Oh. But by moving the marker left and right with AD, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. This is fascinating, because this is how they're expanding on the dual witness gimmick that I'm told is supposed to be like something introduced in the Great Ace Attorney, right? So they're already, in this case alone, they've not only introduced this novel mechanic, but they're also already expanding on it and kind of making use of the fact that you can sort of panel in between. That's cool. While you're looking at other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on your stand, take a good look around. Alright then. So first I should move the marker across with AD and focus on the detective. Then pursue him with space and see what's on his mind. Here we go. Wait. Look around. Space. Excuse me. Oh, that's a funny one. What's the meaning of this? Oh, that tuberculosis is working overtime. He's been chilling too. This is a case to end all first cases, Louise. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? Oh, music's crescendoing again. If there's something you'd like to say, please share with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? Oh, he's losing composure again. I love it when they lose composure. It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. Karate chop! The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add? in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett. Maybe we do keep evidence on hand now, which could include that glass? Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern though in Great Britain. Which is why Satoru Hosonaga, always tried to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. That is his defining character traits, what he's been advertising himself as this entire time. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can for the scene of the... He's got the glass, I bet. I think he's got the poison glasses. I think go. I don't care. They call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I do. Look at him go, bro. I gotta applaud him for that one. Holy crap. That's another reason why pressing is useful. Holy crap. What a gold mine. Oh yeah, he's gotta get it all out after that one. A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. Is that? This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table in the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it! Hey, welcome in, Ice. You're here at a hell of a moment, might I say. Such a hell of a moment, by the way, that I may as well save while I get a chance. Tsubarashi! This game is something else, man. Holy. It lives to the hype, might I say, guys. I'm not gonna voice all those ahems, by the way. That would destroy my voice more than I already am. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. The carbonated water bottle. Yep. Miss Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Hosonaga, man, he's honest. You know, I had doubts about him here and there, but he's real, dude. He just does his job. It's just that even his flawless has imperfections. Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well. Counsel, you may resume cross-examination. I begin to sense that you may yet bear fruit from this. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. When the waiter brought my steak, we raised our glasses in a toast.
Yes!
I want to check something here. As you testified before, you're drinking carbonated water, is that right? Dr. Wisdom only permitted to drink water at the time, if you remember, which explains why you ordered that drink. Correct, waiter?
Excuse me.
Do you have anything to explain about that? Oh. No, nothing. Oh, so you could screw that up. So nothing strikes me wrong about that last statement? Only your approach to this trial, nothing else springs to mind. Oh. You people are so uncivilized. It's unseemly to make idle conversation with a gentlewoman you don't know. Kindly refrain from talking to me again, please. Yeah, we'll see about that, lady. The pursuit chances are a lot more noticeable normally. Oh, okay. I'll do my best. You'll do your best to crush her. Damn, Kazuma, now you're getting into it. Okay. So we did the pursuit there. New evidence. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. I never even thought of pursuing another witness over the current witness's statements. That was a great idea of yours, Kazuma. Well, it was all thanks to you noticing that the detective had reacted strangely to what the lady said. I'd never guessed he had all that bubbling away under the surface. There's usually an audio cue with it too. I'll have to pay attention to that then. To be honest, you keep surprising me at every turn. Sorry? Oh, never mind. We have to focus on this case. So we know that Dr. Wilson was killed at around the time the steak was brought to his table, and by some means it left no physical trace on his body. If we could just demonstrate how it was done. Well, I do have one idea about that, about the professor was killed. Maybe I should just present the evidence and see what happens. Let me present the evidence. Hey, here's a bottle. Ooh. I wonder here. Can't find anything out of place. The label's written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I'm asking. Then go to France and ask. Oh my god, dude. This guy, man. This guy's got one-liners. He will shut our ass down. You know, friendship or not be damned, dude. He will speak his mind. You could just say you don't know. Let's see here. We can turn this around. Let's go to the lip here a bit. Can I get it dead on? Maybe not. Are you? So the lip of the bottle has no significance. Is there anything back here? No. Ooh. So this carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. It looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. Don't drink that! I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. No, Ryunosuke, you can't do that. For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? You never cease to amaze me, Ryunosuke, in more ways than one. He had an idea. I wonder, could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. And that's what we needed to see. Present it. That statement is clearly odd. Oh, okay. So I can't do that here. What appears to be odd is the way you're presenting yourself. Pay no attention, Your Excellency. As you wish. Now kindly lower your hands. Never. Not until I've proven that I'm innocent here. Okay. What about this? Okay. So we don't need to examine it, we just need to present it.
Yes!
Well, what about that last statement made by the... Oh, crap, okay. No. It seems perfectly reasonable to me. Exactly. Perfectly reasonable in every way. Okay, learn. Maybe we should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn to be more reasonable yourself. That's not there. Come down and think everything again from the start. Okay. This one's the gunshot. This is where it is. Dude, show me. That's her hint. I'll show you, lady. this. Go!
Yes!
Boom! What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. I don't see you smiling now, dear. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from the bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Hosonaga understands the implication immediately, chat. Could it be that the professor actually died from taking a sip from the glass? Order, order, order. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison to his drink? There's only one person who could have possibly done it. Giselle Brett, it was you! Uh-oh.
Objection!
She looks pissed. This is outrageous. To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we only have just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
Who cares? Justice is justice. This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one's individual guilt with respect to one crime. What? Yeah, that's right. Shut his ass up. The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. My goat! Gah! Ahem. If I may. I will silence. Oh. Whoa! Shut his ass up. Let that thing go. Someone had to do it. Let us go. Uh-oh. Saying shut up. That's not very civilized and ladylike. Ooh. Maybe we'll get to see her true face now. It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady. Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigate this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? Flawless investigation. I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it! Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And what did you find, Inspector? Satura Nayuta Satura. The unique objections are always so funny. I like the calligraphy of hers, right? It's very distinct. They put a lot of extra effort here. I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by Chief Coroner himself. No! No! God! I was like, God damn it! I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. When all hope, I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Well, imagine it wasn't the bottle. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, A shot to the chest from the gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no. I'm just glad this matter is resolved, she says in Japanese, like a dastardly devil. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Sama? I want the Hakase to come on in here. Come on. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. No. Let the Hakase barge to the door. He's so hunched over. Oh! Oh, the lady! Oh, this is our Maya stand-in. Okay, here we go. I was waiting for her to be significant. Your time to shine. Please, wait. Isn't that... What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding our court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense. Ah, so she's related to the Hakase. Alright, no wonder they've been hanging around each other. Mikotoba. In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. Oh, dude, they gassing her up. I mean, she's looking fierce now. That's cool. In her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. This has got to be the turning point, right, guys? This continues. Dude. Yeah, let's save. Okay, guys. That's gonna do it for this. I did not realize there was a part 3 of this trial. This trial is absolutely insane. So, despite the stream title, can we do the rest of this case? Oh, 9:38. Ugh. How close are we to finishing this? If we can finish it within the next, like, half hour, I could push for it, but I don't know if we can finish it in a half hour. This part of our case already took 2 hours. And the previous one, similar as well. I don't know if we can do it. Shiono, you've played this game before, obviously. I think, anyway. Do you think this will be over in the next half hour? Remember, right, it takes a bit longer than half an hour. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry to break it here, but we are going to have to call this only part 2 of 3, just as they say here. That said, keep your peepers peeled. This is getting good, and I want to jump into this as quickly as the rest of you do. So because of that, I will definitely be sure to announce pretty soon here that next time we'll be able to play this and get through part 3 of Trial 1. We gotta see how this happens. She just came in like a storm and brought the entire case and flipped it back over again. This has been such a topsy-turvy back and forth debacle. Like, holy crap. This is the tutorial, dude. The tutorial. And we're already doing so much here. They have not... Well, I mean, they've been holding our hand, technically, but this has been a hell of a ride. This has not been a simple adventure. So, if you guys want to be back for it, be sure to look out, because I'll be sending out a stream alert here in the Discord, obviously. And, of course, I tend to stream these towards the nighttime. So we're talking like 7:30-ish or whatever CST. If that's within your timetable, or maybe you got to make room, do so if you want to see how this trial concludes. And with all that said, take care, God bless, and see you then.